It's a goat eat, goat world.
Let's do this. Nigeria Chambers here from Big O Belt Media. Jason Paola, it's a pleasure to talk to you two today about the GOAT, one of the most hilarious shows I've ever seen ever. How you two doing?
Good.
Good,
How are
thank
you?
you.
I love your
Good.
shirt.
Thank you. I love y'all for too. And I knew y'all was gonna bring it, so I decided to spice it up just a little bit today. Listen, Jason, perfect strategy for a game that I really don't know how do you have a strategy, but I know one thing, a way to anybody's heart is through food. Can you talk me a little bit through that strategy in motion? Was there certain meals you were cooking during the day, during the night? How are you kind of navigating this?
Well, the whole thing is, yes. So, it's always better through everybody's stomach. That's just the way it's going to be. So, through the daytime, there wasn't a lot of cooking, but I did make a lot of peanut butter cookies, a lot of cupcakes. And then in the evening times, I would do meals and things like that. So, my whole thing is if you keep them fat and happy, then they're going to keep you around. So I had two kind of strategies there. They're either going to gain weight and get kind of slow in the competition, or they're like, oh, we can't send the chef home. I've not had these cookies since my grandmother made them, or so it was a lot of it was it was a good strategy.
I agree. Paula, you have a personality of somebody you always want to keep in your circle. When there's a rumor, if there's anything happening, you're going right to the source. Can you talk about how exactly that affected your plan going forward by being so direct about things?
I think I don't have a filter. I am who I am. Like I didn't come to the show with a strategy or anything. I just wanted to have fun and meet new people. And it's still being me, like if something happened, I'm going straight forward and I'm just gonna speak up my mind and then I'm just going to regret it probably. But that's part of my life, I guess.
Hey,
We
that's
keep
this, go for it.
we keep her around because if we need somebody to cut somebody, we know who to call. Okay.
I got you back.
And also kind of looking in retrospect here, something that you prided within GOAT Manor was about the girl loyalty. Now looking back here, do you still prioritize that over the loyalty of just pre-existing friendships?
I don't think so. Some things got broken in the process.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it's like I feel like the alliance, or like we wanted to keep the girls is because we wanted to like to protect the room,
Yeah.
and that was said, but mm, that was a mistake.
Didn't pan out, honey. As we say, we went to look for gold and all we found was copper. So
Well, I just wanted to hear from everyone that, and I gotta admit, you wasn't a part of that problem. So, I commend you for trying to do something very noble that everybody around you seemed to have been compromised one way or another. I gotta ask you too, when you get approached for a show such as this, was there any hesitations or were you at all like at least skeptical, excuse me, that this may not actually have been what it was going to be? Sometimes approaches reality shows to tell you it's going to be one thing and it ends up being another. So when you was approached, just kind of wondering what was you two's reaction to the initial approach for this?
I think my reaction when they first came to me and said, we want you to do the goat, I was like, oh, well, I'm a Kentucky boy. I was raised on a farm. Let's go. If it's something to do with goats, I'm in. Maybe I'm going to be making goat milk soap or goat milk cheese or, something. So I was like, yeah, it's not in my wheelhouse of competitions that I've always done. And so I think that's why I really wanted to do it when they started explaining, okay, this is what this is. I was like, okay, let's see if the food guy can actually do competition that doesn't have anything to do with food, even though it kind of did, but and once I got there, but still yet it was, the competition, the stuff is not really about food. So I think it's exactly and more than what I had expected. So
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was into. But I said, you know what, I'm always open to try something new. And for when I heard about it, I was like, yeah, why not? But do I know? about anything? No. What I was getting into? No. But I don't regret it at all. I think it's just you gotta live and there's experience that you just gotta do. And that's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to ask now, also, now, especially with alliances being a heavy theme in this. So, Paola, excuse me, if you could bring someone else from 90 Day Fiance, who would it be? And actually, too, yeah, Jason, what about you? If you could bring anybody else from your respective show, who would it be, and why?
Mm. Oh gosh, from 90 Day Fiance? Mm. I don't think so. I was just thinking I would love to see my husband compete. I would
Okay,
love to see my husband compete. He's from 90 Day Fiance. But I
yeah.
would like to see how great he does. We have such a different personalities that I would just like to see how he, because it's not easy to live with a lot of people that you don't know and just trying to have a friendship and all that stuff. So I would like to see how he can handle those situations.
Yeah, I think if I could bring anybody from the food world, I think I would bring Scott Conant into the mix because he's kind of like myself. He can smooze you with some food, but I'd like to see him running through the pool and all that good stuff too. So, yeah.
And I might as well just go to my next question about, like, I had a lot of fun with a lot of the challenges. The Untalented Talented show is easily my favorite. I'm wondering for you all, what was one of your favorite challenges and why?
Well, child, let's see. If I had to think about it, what was my favorite? That's the thing is every one of them was my favorite. Every challenge I'm doing is my favorite because I'm a competitive person. So, and I love to have fun. So if you're telling me we're gonna be throwing, biscuits at a wall to see if they're gonna stick, I'm like, I'm the first in line. Let's throw some biscuits. Or if I'm having to catch a frog, honey, to put band-aids on its toes because it jumped on the hot grill, I'm going to be there to catch the frog. So it's just I just love it. So I love them all. I love everything.
I think it was just, yeah, everything. But I don't have a favorite actually.
No.
I don't have a favorite. I feel like it was very challenging. Like
Yeah.
everything was, it was a challenge for each one of us. And even like there were certain things that like I felt just because English is in my first language, so I felt like a
Right.
little bit like in disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I just
Like the
went with the
trivia.
floor. Yeah, but I was like, hey, whatever. I got into this. I'm gonna do it. Doesn't matter what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Hey Jason, funny moment. Speaking of the trivia, I think it was the trivia, or it might have been the medical episode. Tosh asked everybody about who had any medical enhancements, and no one said anything. And you broke the awkward silence there. Uh, I want to know what was sort of just the temperature amongst everybody being quiet. What were you sort of thinking at that moment?
Well, yeah, so that's during the medical one. And so he's like, so who else has had, medical procedures and nobody's saying anything? I'm like, are they afraid to tell that they've had Botox or a face? What's going on? Are they afraid? I'm like, well, I've had my gallbladder taken out. Does that count? And I'm like, it's a medical procedure. So I was like, if there is at any time awkward silence, oh Lord, honey, Jason himself is going to break the silence because I don't like silence. And I'm like, oh, here's a time for me to be funny, but yeah, I was like, well, I had gallbladder surgery. What's wrong with everybody else? I'm like, I'm looking at some of y'all, and I know some of y'all had some stuff done. So somebody needs to step up to the plate here, okay?
I know they were just crickets.
Yeah, they were just crickets, is right.
Even from my side too. I'm like,
I was like,
I don't know what they're talking about. I'm such a natural. Just
Oh man, Paola and Jason, thank you so much for your time today. And the
thank
GOAT will
you.
be coming to Prime Video and Amazon Freevee May 9th. I appreciate everything and such a fantastic
You.
show. Thank you today.
thank you.